It's the end of the year. We're in that grey area between Christmas and New Year's and everybody's starting to flag. But here I am bringing new content every single day. And today is no different. Even though it's December the 30th and we're closing in on New Year real fast, I'm bringing you another banging review. And this time it's the Nike Jordan Why Not 0.2 multicolor. As I said in the introduction, today we're reviewing the Nike Jordan Why Not 0.2 multicolor, and this will be my last review of the year. Tomorrow, December 31st, I'll bring you a review of the year and a review of the channel and how we got on so far this year. And then on the 1st, I'll bring you a preview for the next year. So this is the last review for a couple of days. I'm starting a new thing at this channel. Instead of asking for subscribes and likes and clicks and all that kind of thing, is every day I'm just going to ask for one thing. So today what I'm going to ask for is a comment down below. So if you can, please take a moment to comment about this video down below and let me know your thoughts on this sneaker and your thoughts on this channel. So that brings us much more quickly to the actual sneaker itself. So let's get into this Nike Jordan Why Not 0.2 multicolor. The Jordan Why Not 0 line comes from Russel Westbrook out of Oklahoma City Thunder, and I have to give big respect to that dude right there because he has been a player for the Thunder for 10 straight years, all the way from being drafted. Now, I'm a Brit, and I love it when British football icons stay with their football team for the duration of their career. You've got this one team player. It's quite rare in this day and age, but you sometimes still see it, and that's what Russell Westbrook looks like to me. He's a guy who's been with the same team for 10 years, building loyalty with the fans. Love it when people do that, so respect to you, Russell. But that's not to say that he doesn't sometimes get things wrong. Recently, he was in the headlines for knocking over the 15-year-old national anthem singer at one of his games. That was a bit of a mistake if ever there was one. But you know, these things happen. Big, massive, 6'6" tall dude knocking over a tiny little 15-year-old girl. Yeah, these things happen, Russell. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, buddy. You're okay. Nobody really noticed. But into the shoe itself, and I have very mixed feelings about this shoe. On the one hand, I love my sneakers and I love how they look and how they feel on foot. But on the other hand, I like my sneakers to have a good, solid story and a reason for being made. And in the case of these 0.2s, yes, they look good. But no, not a fan of the story. So let's get into the story first. And the thing I do not like most about this sneaker is that it's a Jordan Why Not 0.02. It's not a Russell Westbrook Why Not 0.2. So the thing that gets me, and the thing I don't really get, is why would there be a player like Russell Westbrook on another player's line, Michael Jordan's line? To me, that doesn't really make sense. Russell Westbrook, Nike, if you want a line that represents a player, just make a line that represents a player and don't have him piggyback somebody else's line. That being said, we get into the design of the sneaker and what the sneaker actually looks like, and it's an absolute cracker if you ask me. First, we have to take a little look back at the Why Not 0.1s, and if you have a good look at them, what you see is quite significantly a lot of blocks. A lot of block colors, almost geometric shapes, triangles and rectangles in block colors with not much patterning within the colors. Block of white, block of yellow, block of black, that kind of thing. But coming forward to the 0.2s, the blocks themselves are still there. If you have a look at the sneaker, you can still see it is in very clearly defined sections, but the materials within those sections are quite unique and interesting, and there's pattern there, which is most evident on the mid-upper, which you can see right here. Looking at these materials and looking at that upper though, I'm going to be a bit controversial and say, to me, that kind of looks a little bit like Prime Knit. Did Tokyo Butter 23 just say that a Nike sneaker had an Adidas upper on it? Oh my goodness, how controversial is that? But that's what I think when I look at this. I think, wow, that looks an awful lot like the Adidas Prime Knit. Obviously it's not. It's a Nike shoe, and Nike do not have a need to be out there copying Adidas. I mean, there's not an executive at Nike going,
let me have a look at this. What am I going to do? You know what? I don't have any ideas. I'll just steal from Adidas.
That's not going to happen. You're not going to see Ultra Boost on the bottom of a Nike anytime soon, just like you're not going to see Prime Knit on the upper of a Nike anytime soon. But at first glance, I've got to say, the upper of this sneaker looks like the materials are made a bit like Prime Knit. I don't think that's a very unique thing to do. I think Nike would have been better off using different materials for this one. And sticking with that upper, one of the things that I think Nike definitely did get right is you can see coming up of the sides from both the medial and the lateral sides, there are straps that come up, which could very easily have been a strap that went all the way across, which I'm not a fan of. I don't particularly like sneakers that have a big strap going across the front, looks like some kind of seatbelt or something like that, and just I've never really liked that in a sneaker, and I think it would have been really easy in this sneaker for Nike to do that, but for me, they didn't, and they stuck with laces, and I think that was a good idea. Moving further up on this sneaker, one of the things that I absolutely love, and you saw it when I reviewed the Kyrie Irving Iket, is when there are different accents on the two sneakers. Now, in the case of the Kyrie Irvings, it was in the insole, they had different accents on the insole, and on the heel, it had different hieroglyphics, and there were also little differences throughout the sneaker. And in the case of these 0.2s, where we find that is on the tongue, where you've got the Westbrook insignia on one tongue, and you've got the Jordan Jump brand on the other. I love it when sneakers have that. Nice job to Nike for bringing that addition to this sneaker. However, if you flip them around and have a look at the back, the heel tab and also the insignia on the heel midsole is the same. Again, I think they could have been a bit better with that, and you can have a different thing there to make them offset against each other, but that's just me. And as we keep on moving up the sneaker, we get to that top line and the bit that hugs the ankle, and I really dig the materials they've used here. A really interesting looking material. It really pops to me, even though it's a dark color. It's going to be a really interesting thing to get in hand, and I'm really looking forward to having these sneakers on my feet so I can check out what those materials are. Having gone all the way from the upper to the top line, now we need to come back down again, and on I think it's the left sneaker medial side, what you'll find is the tab, the information tab for the sneaker on the outside of the heel section, which is a unique addition. Not seen that on many sneakers before, except Off-Whites. Now the question is this them mimicking Off-Whites, or is this a unique step forward for designing Nike shoes? Off-White, Nike, I don't know whose it is, but I think it's quite a neat addition. And what is a very unique addition is if you flip this sneaker upside down and have a look at the outsole, you can see embedded in a segment towards the heel more information that you would normally find in the tongue of the sneaker, and it's a really unique place to put it. Usually when sneakers try to have something new on them and they try to take a new direction and it doesn't really make sense, I'm pretty critical. But in the case of these two, the tab on the outside near the heel of the upper and the tab embedded in the outsole, I think they're quite unique steps forward. And sticking with the outsole, if you have a look, it's in two sections, the heel and the forefoot, and they're split by a sort of wavy line. Now I'm guessing, and I don't know this for sure, but I'm guessing that that is meant to represent the W in Westbrook's name, and I think that would be a pretty cool design feature. So there you have it, the Nike Jordan Why Not 0.2, brought to you by Russell Westbrook, and I think this is an absolute cracker of a sneaker. It's really nicely made, the balance of the colors are excellent, the upper looks really good, the story of the sole with the embedded tab on it and the tab on the medial side of the left sneaker, all of these things are great additions. The different tongue tabs, really like it. Not a huge fan, like I said, of having a different player on a different player's line, like Russell Westbrook on Jordan's line, but you know, it's not my job to criticize those kind of things. The sneaker itself looks good. I think it's going to sell well. I think I remember it coming in there at $120, releasing on January the 2nd. So I'm pretty sure that this one's going to be a flyer. It's going to come off the shelves pretty fast and people are going to be really good to go for it. So with that all being said, thanks for checking in today. This was the last review of the year. Check in tomorrow on December the 31st for my review of the channel and see how we got on this year. And there'll be some secrets in there that I tell you about how I built my channel. And then on the 1st of January, I'll bring you the preview where we hope the channel is going to go in the new year. But for now, like I said, the thing I want for this video is a comment down below. If you could comment about what you thought of the video or what you think of the channel, positive or negative, I'd really appreciate it. I love to get feedback and I love to learn, and I don't mind if people have differences of opinion. If your opinion is different to mine, that's cool. Just let me know in the comments down below. Okay, this is Tokyo Butter 23 saying Happy New Year. Thanks for checking in for the last review of 2018. I'll see you tomorrow for that review of the year. See you guys soon. Thank you for checking in today, guys. I really appreciate your being here and viewing my content. Over here we have the channel subscribe button. Channel登録ぜひお願いします. Over here we have the video I recommend you watch next. こちらはおすすめです. And up here we have a link to the channel introduction video. こちらはチャンネルのプロフィールのvideoです. Check them out. Clicking on them really helps the channel.